travel to the city, you meet up with them, go out for drinks, whatever. But if it comes to a situation where you have some issue, then you find out, whoa, these are really good friends. They really care about me, right? And they really support me and listen to me and all of that. So that helped. And I think what also helps, in my case at least, is some kind of personal faith. This is something that I've found has been with me my whole life, and has always reminded me that I don't need to be perfect, and I don't need to be 100% in charge of my own life, because I'm not. And so I've always been kind of led in certain directions, and sometimes I didn't know why. I couldn't see it. And I was wondering, why did that happen? In my mind, I saw myself somewhere else, right? I saw myself doing another thing, but all of a sudden, I kind of my life zigged whether I wanted like to zag, right? Yeah. But then with hindsight, you look back and you see, that made sense, right? And sometimes it takes a bit of time to see that it's good to hear and listen to that kind of guidance, that if you can get it.
Sure. And talking about personal faith, you just reminded me on something. So, are you a pastor?
Part-time, yes.
Part-time. That's your part-time.
Oh, you did your research.
Yeah, I gotta thank our research team. So you preach sometimes?
I do.
At church. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Was there because I believe to become a pastor, you have to did you have to go through Bible study, go through that whole, what do you call the system?
A bit of that. Funny enough, when I started my studies, I wanted to become a teacher, and amongst the subjects that I started to study for was also religion as a subject. So I did some semesters to look into Bible interpretation. Greek, Hebrew, it was not easy. And then eventually I thought, no, maybe I don't want to be a teacher. Maybe I just concentrate on language and literature. But so I already had some of that as a background, right? And then you add to that. You study, you read books, and all of that. And maybe sometimes for those that are not full-time ministers, it's not a bad idea if they're not so perfect as far as theology is concerned, right? Because for them, it's like being an adjunct lecturer, right? I'm not an academic, but I'm bringing real life to the classroom. Same thing, right? I'm bringing real life to my messages in our little church. Because
that's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, it's not about I explained to you how the original text, which was written in Greek, has to be translated. No, I share about my experiences. I share about what that text says to me, and maybe I do it in a way that is a little bit more creative and a little bit more interesting than your usual Sunday morning.
What do you think of advertising, marketing, and branding? Is there one that is more important than the other?
Okay. Actually, I wanted to ask you that strategy that you told us at the beginning with the outstretched hand and everything, has that been successful?